Alright guys, so we just finished creating seams for our character as well as doing a UV unwrap and layout. Now typically we'd go to Substance Painter to start texturing this and bring it back into Blender, but what I want to do is instead work on creating the clothing and accessories and then bring it all into Substance Painter to texture them all at once. So with that being said, let's select our character, let's hit tab to go into edit mode. And since we created the seams already, we can easily select these sections to create the clothing. Now, if I wanted to create a shirt, what I could easily have done or do is go to face mode here, hover over the torso section, press L, and that's going to select that section. I can go around the back, press L once again after hovering over this section. And what I can do is press Shift D to duplicate, right click to cancel the movement, and press P. Now P brings up the hotkey shortcut for separate, and we can just choose selection. So we can separate by selection. Now let's press tab to go back into the object level, and we can reselect this section that we just cut out, which is the shirt. We can press F2 to rename this shirt underscore low. And let's add a new material to this so we can distinguish this from the rest of the body. Let's go to the material properties and let's hit this minus sign so we can get rid of this color, and we can just leave it like this for now. I think just removing the material makes it easily identifiable. So let's create some shorts now. Select our low poly character, press tab, and let's hover over the shorts, press L, go around the back, press it again, Shift D to duplicate, right click to cancel the movement, press P, and we're going to separate by selection. You're going to get used to doing this because it's all repetition. You do it once and then you just have to do it all the time. Let's press tab to go back to object mode, select our shorts, and once you have selected it, we can press F2 and we can rename this shorts underscore low. Now we have the low poly shorts. Now let's change the material, and we can go with orange for now, just so it's nice and bright and we can distinguish the separation. Now, one thing that's really noticeable about this clothing, it makes it look a little fake, is the fact that it's super close to the body. Now what we want to do is add some thickness to this, so we can select our shorts, go to modifiers, and let's add a solidify modifier to it, and that's going to add some thickness to our model. So let's make it about this thick, and with that selected, we're not going to apply it just yet. I want to go from object mode to scope mode, toggle on symmetry, and let's start to shape this to give it some thickness around the thighs. So I'm using the grab brush with G, and let's just pull this out. So we can separate this. Looks nice, because now we can see the rest of the thigh underneath here, which is exactly what we want. And we could even pull this out here a little bit. Let's go back to object mode. Let's select our shirt once again. We want to add some thickness to the shirt as well. Let's go to the modifiers tab and let's grab that solidify and add some thickness to this. Remember, we don't want to apply it just yet. We want to go back into scope mode, Go to symmetry here on the top, and let's just tuck this shirt into the shorts, because we may or may not add a belt at some point. But for now, I think this is pretty good. Let's bring out the sleeves. Grab this top neck area and we'll bring this down so it isn't hugging the character too tight to where it looks uncomfortable. I'm going to bring this neck area down a little bit, because once we have the high poly version, I want to wrinkle it up a bit. And we can toggle off the symmetry for certain areas just so we can have some asymmetry, and it makes it look a little bit more natural. Let's go around the back. We'll just bring this back a little. Pulling this down. Let's bring this area out. So now we have a shirt. Now we have a shirt. Looks great. Now we can add some shoes or socks if need be. I want to leave the natural skin here because I want to texture the legs to look more like a fly. So I'll leave that for now. This looks good. Let's go back to object mode. Let's save our work. Let's go to File, Save. And I think we can give them some gloves as well. So what I want to do is select the character, go back to edit mode. Let's deselect by selecting in the empty space here. And I want to just press L over these areas. And I do want to deselect some of this spacing. So let's go to X-ray mode so we can see through the character. I want to hold down Alt. I want to hold down Control and just drag select a couple of these. Drag select here. Looking good. And let's toggle back off our X-ray mode. Let's reselect these ones here. And once we have a section that looks like gloves, what we can do is let's deselect this area too. when you're done with your selection, what we can do is press Shift D, right click to cancel the movement, P and selection. Let's go back to the object level, select our gloves, hit F2. We can name this glove underscore low. Reselect it, and we can add our solidify modifier to it. Give it a fair amount of thickness. And then also we can go to materials and change this material to, let's add a new material first. And let's make this like a green color, just so it's super, bright and separated. And what I want to do is select this glove. I can go over to the modifiers tab. I can add a mirror modifier, so I can duplicate that to the opposite side. And for whatever reason, if it's not mirrored automatically, you can just choose the mirror object, select the eyedrop tool, and select the character. And that'll fix anything. This looks good here. I don't know if we want to give him a backpack. He's going to have wings, so we can just, model the wings really quick, or we can move forward to adding more accessories. Let's add a belt buckle. So to do that, let's just hide our shirt, and we'll hide the pants too. Select our character, go to face mode. I want to select this entire ring and this entire row of rings. What I can do is Shift D once again, right click, cancel the movement, press P, select separation, and select our belt area, press F2, and name this belt underscore low. We can add some thickness to it. We can unhide the shorts, the shirt. Let's go to our belt and let's go into sculpt mode. And let's just bring this to be outside of the pants. And notice I didn't toggle on symmetry. I left it off intentionally so I can add a little bit more style to this character with asymmetry. So for instance, if I want one side to be, higher up and the other side to be a little bit lower, I can do that with this. And also something that we could do with the shirt, if we want to add a little bit more style to it, right? We didn't add the solidify modifier to it yet, so we still have that option. We can tab, go into edit mode, select faces. I can select this row going up and down. And I can delete it. And now what that allows me to do is have a more stylized shirt with a little bit more personality, right? Because I can now select this row here. I can upscale this, press G and Z to drop it down a bit. Go to the top, reselect it, press G and Z, go up. Press S to scale this again outwards. Go to vertice mode, select this vertex here, drag down, and I can do the same with this one here. So we can have a nice color to this shirt. And we can also turn on proportional editing as well, so we can manipulate more than one piece at a time. And now we can go to proportional editing, turn that on, select a certain piece of vertex, press G, and we can start to manipulate this in this fashion as well. So now we have the shirt opened. To expose maybe a little bit more of the character's abdomen. So with that being done, let's go to object mode. Let's go to scope mode, and I can smooth this out just so it isn't super faceted with these sharp corners. I'm just holding down shift and smoothing this out, and I can also grab this if need be. Let's also change the color of the brush while we're here. I mean the belt. Select our belt. Choose the color. And this looks good for now. So let's save our work and then we'll continue.